Welcome, Earthlings, to the latest episode of the Wreak Havoc Film Buffs podcast. I'm your host, Dan Zellers, along with my Cinema Demon co-host, Mr.
Way to not give me any clue that you're going to start this at all. Sammie Castle.
Figure it out.
Usually there's a 20-minute combo.
That's true.
Yeah. We're on a schedule here. We're on a tight schedule. We are joined here with our frequent guest and collaborator and festival judge, Mr. Chad Hunt.
Howdy, howdy.
We are here at Red Cinemas September 21st. We're here for the second night of the 5th annual Wreak Havoc Horror Film Festival. And this is our annual podcast episode about the festival. So we're going to jump right into it. Yep. Gotta have nuts first, Sammie. It is freaking cold.
I was sitting in there and Stephanie's like all bundled up, and Mom's got blankets and stuff with her.
That's all right. I was keeping her warm.
Mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That's not weird.
So it's toward the end of the night.
Awkward pregnant pause. And we're tired.
We're at the end of the night. We're all tired. We got the award ceremony coming up here shortly. We have got much more films this year than we have in previous years. So we've got 2 screens we're running off of. So 2 screens for 2 nights. We have, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, I think it's 54 short films.
God, is it that many?
Something like that.
I thought it was 46.
Well, maybe it is 46, and 6 feature films, which is twice as many feature films as last year. So all in all, it's close to 15 or 16 hours of content. And we've added 2 virtual reality films. Let's start off by talking about the VR real quick. We've got Blood Sisters, which are from some talented filmmakers out of Savannah who actually came out. We talked to them, Clay.
Some more than others.
Some of our judges had a really good time talking with them. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus here, but there was... And Crackle, a film that was submitted a few years ago to us from Pakistan.
It's not Cracker?
Crackle.
Oh, Crackle.
Cracker's the film you starred.
Sorry.
Isn't that the documentary about your life?
You Cracker.
Cracker, same with the comic book man. But it was really cool. I've heard from a lot of people who enjoyed the VR portion. You got to sit in the holodeck here at Red Cinemas, wear the headset, and the other folks got to watch on the screen as the person wearing the headset moved it around. So it was a lot of fun. It's definitely something new we can bring to the table that other film festivals aren't doing, which is pretty cool for us. Something we've wanted to do for years, just haven't been able to do it. So that's certainly a plus for us. So let's talk about the opening of Friday night. We opened up with an introduction and exhibition.
Thank you, guys.
Good, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we opened up with the world premiere of our latest film, Uncle Otto's Truck. I don't really want to talk too much about our own movie, but we can say a little bit about it. Thank you, Chad. Chad's one of the co-producers and plays.
Does that mean I can't? Now I can't talk about it. You told him I'm a producer on it.
Yeah, and you play Billy Dodd.
Yeah, I didn't know I was
Crazy
playing.
Frank Dodd's daddy.
Who's Crazy Frank's daddy.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know I was playing Billy Dodd at the time. I played the part. I only found that out later.
But you played him as gay.
Yeah.
How do you ever?
And there was Sammie standing right in front of me. This whole movie was played that way. So
We've heard some really good feedback from people who seem to really enjoy the film. I mean, not too many people are going to come up to you and say the movie sucked, but
Your brother would.
my brother would. Yeah, he never saw the film though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe he did. I don't know. And then we had the world premiere for the trailer of Kill Giggles, which we can see a little bit of Mr. Castle here as a clown, correct?
Yes.
and you can see my foot.
Dosey do. Oh, can you see your foot?
Yeah, I think I saw my foot.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
I made 2 appearances, even though a lot of people don't know it. Yeah. So I get that's an exciting thing to be a part of. I mean, it's like North Carolina who's who of character actors and people, and yeah, it
was a good experience, to be honest.
Chad's in it, Whitney's in it, Bill Mulligan's in it, Tom Gore I think is in it.
Sammie's in it.
Didn't I say me?
Yeah, but you usually like to say that you're in something more than once, so I just said
Okay,
it for you.
thank you for explaining that.
Thank you, Chad.
That's why I'm here. That's why you
Okay.
guys don't have me on so often.
We have you more on than anybody else any guests. So, all right, Countdown to Midnight was next, which is not the premiere, but it's the first time we played it at the film festival. We played Midnight Shows. We premiered that a couple of years ago, so
Yep.
we had the countdown.
That was nice because there was quite a few people here that
Who were in
that.
it,
Yep.
yeah.
Stephanie was in it. Jay
Yeah.
Tucker was in it. Jeff was in it.
Yeah, that's true.
So some of them I don't know. I don't think Jay got to see it yet. So
Yeah, we will have copies of Countdown to Midnight on DVD for sale from our website, wreakhavocproductions.com, here in just a few weeks.
dun, dun, dun.
Wanted to have it for the film festival, but that
Spoiler
didn't work
alert.
out.
It's not. You don't do it like you could do it like Peter Griffin.
So if you missed it and you want to see it, you can get your copy. Just keep checking wreakhavocproductions.com. You can check our Facebook pages as well. We'll also post out when it's available for sale. And we had It's All Fun and Games, starring Mr. Castle.
I'm not commenting on this.
No, stay away from it.
That was Brad Thomason who wrote and directed that film was here in attendance all weekend. He was him and his girlfriend Tasha were here all weekend. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see it play somewhere else where nobody knows me.
Yeah.
Here it got laughs everywhere it needed to get laughs.
Sure.
Where it was supposed to get laughs. But a lot, I wonder how much of it is like everybody's like, "Geez, there's Sammie playing a funny gay guy."
I was on one of the sides of people that said, "Oh, there's Sammie doing the gay thing."
Thanks,
Can we
Chad.
get a movie where he's not playing this character?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like we see this every day in real life. Why is he doing it in the movie?
That was a fun shoot.
I'm sure it was.
The first time we tried to do that, our actor didn't show.
Oh, wow.
The guy that played the killer
Yeah.
just didn't show. Didn't call. Didn't show. Didn't nothing.
Wow.
So
That's
here
tough.
goes a couple weeks later. Here goes Melissa, Brad, and I back out there, and luckily we had
It was actually a very funny movie. It got a lot of laughs
Yeah,
from the audience.
it did.
And then there were people there that did not know you, and you could. It got laughs. It
God,
got
there's
laughs.
somebody here that didn't know me.
There's-
On the other
Can we get a
side-
bigger table to fit Sammy's ego here at the same time?
What are you trying to say?
All right.
2 chairs.
So in the feature film room, we also had in the exhibition Silent Breath, which also stars Mr. Castle.
I don't know. I'm not a star in that one.
I would say
play
so.
A dad. I play
play
a
the
dad,
dad.
an asshole.
A
dad.
gay dad.
No, I'm not gay. I'm married to a very buxom lady.
What's that got to do with it?
I don't know what. I like boobs. We've established that many times before. And I just offended the 4 women that listen to this podcast.
Three.
Well, other
3 now.
yeah. Well, no, because 3 of them know me already.
Hey, bud.
Hey, Jacob. Hey. We're podcasting. Come sit down.
Come join. Let's move this crap out of the way.
Directed by Josh Mabe, who was also here all weekend of Horror Movie Freaks Productions, and the website. And yeah, it's just me playing an asshole dad who gets his comeuppance.
Gets what it's coming to him.
I have a stunt credit
Very
in
cool.
that movie.
I missed that.
Or we're being joined by Jacob Allen, one of the festival judges. Welcome, Jacob.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, returning guest to the show.
Pause.
All right, next we had at 7 o'clock in the short film room, we had a 90-minute block, and this is going to take a while to get through, so we're going to mention the titles
Some of them we're just going to kind of gloss over.
just for time.
Yeah.
This is not supposed to be a super long episode, but we started off with Look Twice. Then we went on to The Vanishing,
Garrett
which
was
was
here.
made in Greensboro, I believe, or close by.
Garrett Spake,
Escaping Demons, which is another
Winston-Salem,
Winston-Salem, yeah.
Richard Claybaugh.
Richard Claybaugh, who was here. And then we moved on to Dorset, which was a micro short film.
Excellent film.
Yeah,
Very, yeah.
a lot of fun.
Great
Really good.
effects.
Then we had Here There Be Monsters, which is, I believe, Australian. Is that
Yes.
Yeah.
right? That seems to be a festival favorite with
That-
everybody.
Yes, I've heard
Awesome,
a lot of good
awesome,
things about it.
No one had a had
Very,
a
very
problem with
emotional and, for me, very emotional and then very scary too.
great special effects too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The opening is so emotional with just seeing the abuse and that she's facing, like all the bullying.
Yeah.
And the way that she goes through that. And
Mean Girls.
yes, exactly.
Then we had Labor Day 7, which is
that
a
was
pretty
so
cool
funny.
comedy.
So funny.
The beard gets me.
Yeah, that mask is really stands out, and then it's just that big black bushy beard behind it. It's funny.
Killer that only kills people that wear white.
After Labor Day. That says it all.
Then we had The Ebbing from Jennifer Trudrung, who's a returning filmmaker to this festival. And
And a Best Actress. She's not, but the best. We have a Best Actress
Yeah.
nominee out of that.
help me remember the nominees here as we go, because I'll forget.
Okay.
Danse Macabre. I'm not sure. I think this is foreign. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah,
I don't remember. Sorry, guys.
We have a lot of movies.
There's a lot of
Hard to
films.
remember all of them.
Department 666.
Dave Harlequin
Yeah.
was here about all weekend.
Yeah.
Out of Charlotte, starring Michael Williams and Patrick Keenan.
Yeah, and his
funny movie.
and
Yeah.
and then Charged, another locally made film starring Samantha Hawkins. Those guys were here as well, and it's hard to tell what's the audience favorites here, because there's a lot of really good ones here, and a pretty packed theater for that block.
Samantha's in Countdown too.
She is in Countdown. Yeah. Okay. Boys playing. I can hear the groaning.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Running out of time.
Yeah.
All right. Flesher played at the world premiere. Flesher played at 7:00 yesterday, and the filmmakers were here joining us. Writer, producer, directors. They were here and had a pretty good screening.
The Johnson brothers.
The Johnson brothers. Yeah.
John and Scott.
You never hear them referred to as that, but we call them that. But nice
They're
guys.
actually brothers.
Some folk. Oh, they're not brothers.
I didn't know.
twins.
That's what I said.
Huh?
They look like twins to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about twins, but yeah, pretty. I mean, brothers.
Yeah, great guys.
Some folks calls it a Kaiser knife.
Kaiser Blade.
But whatever.
We had a.
You get the gist of the joke.
We get it. We get it. Okay, moving.
Sammy messes up movie lines. Part 4,000.
4,000.
I reckon you're gonna use that Kaiser knife on It just doesn't have the
It's
same
a
ring.
it's a
I sure do like
it's a-
them tater tots.
Can you cut up my tater tots with that Kaiser knife?
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Back.
excuse me? Kaiser knife.
I mean to hurt you with it.
What you gonna do with that Kaiser knife, Sammy? All right,
I mean to just generally maim you.
I reckon I'm gonna put me some mustard on my biscuits with it.
Go back and listen to our episode on Sling Blade featuring
Yes.
Jacob Allen. Okay.
Oh, were you on that one?
Yes, he was.
Awesome.
Okay.
I love Sling Blade.
Okay, 9:00 block. Start off with the Werewolf Hunters.
Jesse Knight.
Jesse Knight.
Michael Williams.
Also Michael Williams and his
Meg
lovely
Alice,
wife.
Good film.
Yeah.
Good film.
Matt Patterson.
Yeah.
Friend and former.
Collaborator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
guest the show.
guess the show. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Fucking time.
Then we had, there's so many movies. We had Filth, which was one of my favorites at the film festival, the claymation,
Yeah.
brutal movie.
Sin City meets Frankenstein.
Yeah.
and
Sin
that's
City
it.
meets Frankenstein,
That's it.
exactly.
Very
It was
good.
awesome.
With claymation and blood.
One of my favorites.
It's just
And
raw.
Then we had the animated short, The Projector,
Which is good.
which is pretty cool. I actually showed it to my girls. Kind of regretted it, but
Think the projector scene in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But animated.
Yes.
And short. And then Nervous Breakdown, another local film made here in Greensboro by the Four Leagues guys.
Dan Robinette. and
Yeah.
the crew.
And the crew, who won some awards a couple of years ago with us for Tethered.
Tethered was awesome.
Yes.
Awesome movie.
We'll be coming back to them here shortly with another film. Then we had Cardinal with director Todd Dinsmore, who was on hand for that screening, who's also nominated for Best Director.
We're all tired. We're
Yeah.
standing there.
I need coffee.
Then
Then we had Dead Air.
I'm gonna hop on Mountain Dew.
Dead Air is kind of a good rock and roll horror film.
Gosh, that scream.
That scream
hurt
at the
my
end was
ears.
pretty good. That
It got
did
my
hurt.
ears.
I'm glad that was loud in the theater.
Yeah,
It was worth it.
It was effective as can be.
Then we had Wiccan, which is a really cool little film
Yeah, I love
from United Arab Emirates, I believe.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Great.
Somewhere not here.
Scary. That's so scary.
That was a pretty scary one. And then we ended that block with a little micro short called Sexorcism, which is just
That movie's scary.
nuts.
At first I
And not in a
thought,
good way.
Jennifer Dean said the night she went, "What the hell was that movie last night? The last one, that weird one with all the funky stuff,
With all the sex and the
I said, oh, that
exorcism.
was one of
And
Dan's
dance.
picks. And she goes, oh, me and Dan have something in common.
She did. She did.
All right.
So I
That
got,
would've been a
I got
hell
a
of a
number for
virtual
you.
That
reality
was one
film.
of my picks.
Yeah.
that would have
Sexorcism.
been a great virtual reality film.
Ooh.
Ooh, we should approach them.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we had a feature film called Stay Out, Stay Alive.
I don't.
It's so,
I know the movie, but I can't remember who did it. But anyway, it's about some kids that go camping. Hey,
Yeah.
that sounds like a
Yeah.
movie.
Sounds familiar.
But it ends up being a little different with some ghost Indians and
Yeah.
some.
It's pretty cool. It's really well
Some
made.
Twilight Zone twist.
I love the
Yes.
score.
Really well made film.
Yeah.
Okay, then we had the block 3 of the short started with Boo, which is from our film, our friend Rakafet Avergel,
Yeah.
who was with us last year with Jackson Love. And this film was a real crowd pleaser. It's certainly one of our best films, nominated
I
Best
want one
Picture.
of those chips.
Yeah, I know,
She's
right?
giving
That's
them
pretty
out.
cool.
That's my two.
Send us swag.
That's two my two
Okay.
swag requests is I still want a octopus, and from Michelle and a chip from Boo.
We're easy to please, folks.
Yeah. We
Just
take
send it to
swag.
us.
We like swag.
Next up, we had Nocturne from director Michael Ternati, who's
Another
a
great one.
pretty cool
Good
guy.
movie.
Yes.
He won our Best Director award last year for
One Dark Night.
One Dark Night. Thank you for remembering. My
That
memory
I
is
was like one last night.
That's what I was going
Last
towards,
night,
another
tonight.
Dark.
This is another big crowd pleaser. This is a good block to be in.
It was.
Oh, that
Nocturne was
late
great.
block last night was good.
Yeah. Then that was followed up by Teacher's Lounge, which was one of my favorites. I thought it was just
I
a
love the
really
worm.
silly special effects kind of movie.
As I sat with a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
she said, "Oh boy," she said, "Why can't I do this?"
A very phallic type creature. Seemed something like something Christopher Moore would have made.
That's what I was thinking earlier today. I was thinking of that earlier today. I was like, shouldn't this be part of, oh gosh,
Knobgoblins.
Knobgoblins?
Yeah.
Like,
Be a
is,
non-Goblins universe, yeah.
right?
And then we had Non Ivero, which I believe was Spain.
No, Ukraine.
Ukraine,
That was what we thought
Ukraine,
was
yeah.
Spanish because it sounded like they were talking in Spanish, but it's Ukrainian.
Then we had the Nognista.
Yes.
Now, I really don't know where the hell that's from. Maybe that is Spain.
That's English.
English? Okay.
Yeah, because
That's
the
right, it
one
was
with
British,
the
right.
girl
Yeah, who had the
Looked like she was beat up.
Yeah,
and
the
a
sleep
yeah.
paralysis thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that was followed up by Oscar's Bell.
It had a hag in it.
Oh,
Hag.
Oscar Bell.
Oscar's Bell is nominated for Best Picture and a slew of awards with our festival this year. And that's a real crowd pleaser there.
truly disturbing film.
Yeah.
I got a text in the middle of that that's from Josh and Ashley Mabe. Josh said, "Ashley says if a dog dies, she's gonna fucking kill you." I said, "Damn, y'all."
Other
I didn't
way
make the
around.
movie.
You're not dead.
I am not.
Then we had Condemned, which is another foreign film. I'm trying to remember where. Spanish, okay.
This is beautiful.
Very beautiful,
I
very
pronounced
well
it
made.
Condemned.
God damn.
God damn it.
Very high production quality on that one.
Yeah, good.
Very well made.
Vampire type kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we ended with two local films, Sandman from Ben West, who was on hand for that screening. And
Brought a pretty good contingent with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of the actors and cast and crew were there. And then we ended it off with Love.
Oh, was Love local?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. or local enough. I believe it is. I think it's North Carolina film.
It was one of
pretty
the
sure- I
early
think it
is
ones,
too.
too.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It's short, maybe a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And just
Good little.
brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal as hell.
Good little micro short. And then we ended the features with Arctic.
Yeah,
Yeah, which seems to be a
my favorite.
crowd pleaser with
That's-
the judges.
I love that one.
Anytime you get comic books and serial killers and training and sunflowers and a montage,
Death.
yeah, you get.
And yeah.
And he was like the lead actor, Jerry Angelo.
Yeah.
He just reminded me a lot of like almost like Tom Hardy in Bane.
Yeah.
Like in Dark
Yeah.
Knight Rises a little
Yeah.
bit. Like he had that.
That kind of quality to his.
Yeah,
performance,
it was like his
My
mannerisms.
intensity.
My
Yeah.
mom was like, she said, when they bought their tickets, she says, you pick the blocks because you know the movies. So I said, short, feature. What the hell, man?
We got to start all over.
People been walking by. What's going on? No, and he gets mad at the
Yeah, they turned the music off though. That's good.
short feature, and I said the feature you need to see is Arctic. She came up today and she went, I really like that movie, but I have questions. I was like, I don't have anybody here to answer the damn
No answers.
questions. But yeah,
Just do what you always do. Make some shit up and.
I can do that shit.
That was a good movie. I really enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started off the festival tonight with the same exhibition films. However, we added a local film called Psychopath by the Four Leagues guys who did Nervous Breakdown. And this went over really well. This is a film that they just had completed right after our submission period ended, so that we weren't able to accept it. But they have it ready and they wanted to show it. So by God, we had a little bit of time and we were able to show Psychopath.
Yep.
And it's really well made. And yeah, I enjoyed it.
That's a good little story. I kind of want to
See more? You want to see more of that?
Yeah.
That creepy cabin.
I loved when the creature came out of the floor like that. I did not see that coming. I
No.
thought it was like just some slasher serial killer thing, and that's where it was going.
All right. So then we started the 7 o'clock shorts block off, block number 4 with Escape Room. Which is a really interesting premise, especially if you've ever done an escape room.
It's an escape room movie.
I don't know that this is something that most people who run escape rooms would like to put out there, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I did one
now,
recently.
That
It's
went
pretty
over
cool.
pretty good with Mom and John and
Oh, yeah?
and Jennifer Dean.
Very
they-
cool.
And when I asked them what has stood out to them, that's one of the ones that they said.
Nice.
Nice production.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nominated
It
for
did
an
have
award.
beautiful production.
Killer Assistant from C. Michael Whaley, who's a
Yes.
Charleston filmmaker. Is that right?
Yeah.
Charleston. He couldn't be here with us, but Jason Buchanan was
Yeah.
here to represent the film. Who's in it? Plays one of the assistants, and that's a pretty cool little film.
And the premise behind it is all our typical big killers in every horror movie has an assistant.
Who really gets things done.
Yep.
Helps them do all the killing. Pretty fun premise. Then we had Lunch Ladies from Clarissa Jacobson, directed
Excellent.
by J.M. Logan, who's nominated for a directing award. And that was a fun movie. They've sent us so much swag too. We've been wearing Lunch Lady hairnets, and
Oh yeah, we're taking
Handing out
pictures with
posters
hairnets
and-
on, and yeah.
it's been a
Got
lot of fun.
pencils and pens. Yeah.
I think I've heard more about Lunch Ladies from folks than any other film.
Yeah.
They've come up and told us how much they loved it.
Well, they've got some cool swag associated, and the
Yeah.
poster's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a cool poster of like a pot pie with an ear.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Some
It is
kind
an
of
ear.
pie or something.
I'm just joking.
And it looks like
Not
something-
according to your friends, Jacob.
Just let me dip my finger in
Your
this
new
pie to
friends.
test to see how cool it is.
Yeah.
It's American Pie.
Why'd you lick your finger
Oh,
first?
like apple pie.
Then we had the disgusting 5-course meal, which is one of my little favorites of this festival.
I can say,
Will
yeah,
freak people out.
like, two of my coworkers were on each side of me during that one, and at the end they're like, "What?"
What was that?
Somebody told me that there was a woman in the back that started fanning herself like she was going to get sick.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah. We had two movies that viscerally affected people, and that's one of them.
That's great. I'm so glad to hear that. That short reminds me of Weird Al's Fat video.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big fan of. So, I like that one.
Although it's not funny.
It's not. It's not, but it's so. It's hard to describe. I really liked it though. Okay, then we had.
It's crazy acting.
It is crazy.
It is. It's
Well
like,
said, Chad. Thank you.
You know, they're purging
You're
on
welcome.
food.
This is why we have you on the podcast. You're so eloquent.
Sure.
I've been known to, pick my words carefully.
Why it's poetic over there.
Then we had the micro short film Rattle, which was a big.
I like that.
Excellent.
Which is a film that a lot of the judges really liked.
I like it.
Then we had House Hunting. Can someone speak on that one because I don't.
Yeah.
I
That's,
didn't. I wasn't in that block, unfortunately.
That's the one where they've started a viral sensation about breaking into houses
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
stalking people.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a viral thing, and
That's a really
turns
neat
very
premise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
very
it
good
makes you
idea.
think. That's for sure.
And then we had Ghost in the Attic.
It's like Tide Pods, but with stalking people.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
I like that.
Hey, one.
Chad
Good
woke up.
analogy. Tide Pods with salt.
hey.
Then we had Ghost in the Attic.
Sammie's mom's favorite movie.
Yeah,
Was it?
She liked it. Yeah.
Oh,
she
very
liked
cool.
It was real funny. It had the humor there.
I don't know. I heard the part of the conversation. All I heard was the one with the hunky guy. That's my mom.
Then we had Night Tide, which ended that block, which was, I believe, French. Does that sound right?
It was one of our earlier submissions
It's
too.
French. It's pronounced
Sorry,
French.
pronounced French.
I don't. Somebody else has said
French
something
fry.
about that one too.
The lead
That's
actor
pretty.
in it, he's been in, if I remember correctly, he's been in several other, like, it was a TV show, a well-known TV show. I can't remember off the top
What
of
we
my head.
lacked in Spanish this year, because we normally get really good Spanish stuff, we didn't this year.
Australia.
French.
Yeah.
The French picked up.
Yeah.
That and Atomic Head.
Yeah, very cool.
The Last
Very
World
true.
was-
Yeah.
Some of the movies even had subtitles.
Some of them did. Yeah,
And Nani Vera didn't, but
Yeah.
all the rest of them did.
I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we had a
scary things.
feature screening of Christine Parker's Blood of the Mummy,
With a large,
which
that
was
the most
a
filled,
packed theater.
Yep.
I was very happy to see that. They
Most
had
filled feature.
a nice little Q&A that you helped moderate afterwards.
I did.
And how did that go?
Good. Good.
Very
When you have Bill Mulligan and Tom Gore and Christine and Justin Cole,
They could
standing
still be
together,
talking if we didn't cut it off.
Jesus Christ, yes.
Okay.
That must have been fun.
9 p.m. shorts block number 5.
It was
We
fun
started
trying to get
off
it
with
stopped.
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, Sammy, they got to sweep the floor. Tell them to hurry up.
And I tried to stop it 3 times.
The girl was
And
standing
they kept
outside with a
talking
broom in
and
her hand going, it's okay. I can wait.
She didn't want to work
girl.
anyway.
There's popcorn everywhere.
They were throwing it at Tom.
You're going to need a bigger broom.
Every time Tom showed up on screen, they threw
just
popcorn.
Threw popcorn in his mouth. All right. Then we started off block 5 with The Last Well, which is another French movie.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
It's so well made, incredibly well made film. Also from the award-winning filmmakers of last year's La Plan,
Oh,
which we
yeah.
loved last
Oh,
year
that
and
was
won some
excellent.
awards. This was really well made. But the lead actor was nominated for Best Actor this year as well. Then we moved on to Blossom, which is nominated for Best Score,
Not the TV show.
not the TV show.
Definitely not the TV show.
Mine Bialik is here with us
I
tonight.
don't know if Mayim would allow that kind of stuff going on.
Another very well made film, again nominated for Best Score. And then we moved on to It's My House. We had director Al Julian present
Oh, was
with
he
us
here?
tonight. Yeah, I got to meet him, shake his hand, talk to him for a little bit. And
That's a North Carolina.
yeah, I don't want to know where he's from. It's
It was filmed around Raleigh, I
okay.
think.
Yeah, that's right. He did say he's
And
from
they
Raleigh.
referenced the Tar Heels.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
That's the
another.
one with R. Keith Harris in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Archie Harris, who's nominated for Best Actor.
Yep.
Then we moved on to A Doll Distorted, which is probably the second most film I've heard from people talking about. They really dug A Doll Distorted.
That's a
Yeah,
jacked
I've
up
heard that too. That's what I heard over here from one of my other coworkers. He was like, "I just finished watching." He was telling Jason about it. He was like, "I just watched
I
it."
was sitting I was sitting in front of the Elon crew and beside Stephanie, and that movie got done, and she looked at me and went, "That was messed." And the guy behind me leaned over and went, "That's my pick for favorite." I said, "Okay." It's
Very
not
cool.
nominated, but okay.
It might win a Audience Choice Award. I know they went and voted for it right after seeing it, so we had a large group who really liked it. Then we then we had Lobosome, which someone's going to tell me out here because I wasn't in that block.
That's the werewolf kind of movie.
Okay,
Come back when you can stay longer.
he's getting the suggestions so we can start. We gotta use our time wisely here. Then we ended off block 5 with Atomic Ed, which we mentioned briefly. It's another French film that people seem to. I left a little something for you in there, Sammie.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Atomic Ed has some really amazing special effects, which I really dug. Anyways,
I haven't got that far.
okay. The next feature we had
We'll know when he gets
Thank you.
was One Must Fall. And we had one of the associate producers, Taylor Christine, here with us from who just flew in from another film festival where they played One Must Fall. And we unfortunately had a few technical issues with this one, but for the most part, everyone who was in the room really enjoyed it. What
What's
you got?
wrong, Sammie?
Somebody left one for you too.
I wish Dan Sellers would wash his filthy butthole. Okay. Fine. Fine.
We're keeping this one.
Fine.
Sincerely, Tom Door.
I will. I didn't know it was a problem. I didn't know other people could smell it. Okay. Block 6. We started off with Skin Deep, which is nominated for Best Special Effects this year, and pretty neat little film. A silent film, too. Really well made. Then we moved on to S, which I believe is Spanish.
No, I'm sorry. What?
S,
According to Sesame Street.
S.
which
stands
is
for S.
which is by far our longest. Actually, no, it's not. It's our second longest short film. Then we had Lady in the Shower, which is another brutal short film with a lot of special effects in it. Well made.
Reminiscence of like the Shining to a certain degree.
Yeah. And then we had Night Owls from. I know that one is French as well, right?
No, Spanish.
Spanish.
And it
Jesus,
has
I'm sorry.
excellent cinematography.
It did. It was nominated for Best
Yeah,
Cinematography.
it's gorgeous. That's the girl on the skateboard has to be like my favorite scene.
Very
like
cool.
just watching her on the skateboard.
Yeah, it was so well made.
Yeah.
Then we ended the festival, or where actually they're doing it right now, the shorts block with 2 films from Ray Light Productions, Raymond Wallace, and we actually have the stars of the film and writer-producer Stuart Parks II here. Yeah. Boy, he kind of looks like a young Mike Burke.
Yeah.
I guess if we had to redo Uncle Otto,
Oh, really?
we could get him. But anyways, Boy and Night of the Fluffit, which are playing as we speak. 2 very different films.
Yeah.
Boy's pretty dark. It's pretty damn dark, and that's our longest short
It's
film.
very good.
Very
There's a
good.
sequel called Girl.
Well made.
Girl.
It'll just be boy. It'll be boy with more exclamation marks. And then Night of the Fluffit, which is a ton of fun.
Oh my God.
Really fun.
That's
Little
hilarious. Hilarious.
when he gives the middle finger and drives off. Okay, and which is also nominated for our best comedy, and both are nominated. Or I think Boy's nominated for best North Carolina film. So, then we have in the feature film room Reborn, which stars Barbara Crampton, and she's nominated for our Best Actress award for that one.
And that's
And Ray Don Chong and Chaz Bono.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. I forgot about that.
I didn't recognize Ray Don Chong.
I didn't either at first.
I was like,
it seems to be going over fairly well with the audience right
Oh, really?
now. I just came out of the screening room for that.
Very
Yeah,
good. Very good.
They seem to.
that's where
Hey,
Mom and her
it's
crew is.
Barbara Crampton, man.
Yeah.
Well, she made 2 appearances.
Yeah, she didn't stay out, stay alive.
I was
she
not-
brief in Stay Out, Stay Alive.
I didn't recognize her first. Stay out, stay alive.
Barbara Crampton?
In Stay Out, Stay
I've
Alive, I
known her
did.
anywhere. I love Barbara Crampton.
Obviously.
We can
I just
tell.
want you guys
Did
to
you
know
call
that.
me a
Thank you for
creeper?
letting us know.
This is really important to me that you guys know that.
Okay.
In case the cops get involved.
Oh, you know who
you put it
Chad
out.
voted for Best Actress?
You put it out.
I made it very clear in the Facebook chat.
Okay.
Well, we're going to be wrapping up here very shortly with a filmmaker Q&A. Basically, whoever's left who wants to talk to our audience, that's our opportunity.
One of the questions is going to be, who wrote this about my butthole?
I don't think this is funny, guys.
Tom Gore actor.
Where's Dwayne?
Yeah, he packed
Did he
up.
leave? I think he went
Oh, I've got to go
inside.
get the pet
guys,
cemetery.
I'm going home. Sammy, do you want to briefly mention our vendors who we had present with us?
We had Dan Johnson, who is writer of a comic book called Cemetery Plots. We had Dwayne Newby, who is our normal poster movie
Shirt guy.
shirt. Now he's into shirts and
Ernest T. Bass.
yeah. But that's
His street name.
He's my
Ernest
movie, he's my
Street
movie
name.
poster guy. He's the guy I go to for my movie posters. And then a new vendor we had this year, Jennifer
Take care.
Alderman, who had some creepy dolls. So, Crystal,
Reborn
you
over?
gonna sit in on our podcast
Yeah,
for a
I'm
minute?
sitting on a
Oh,
podcast.
y'all are doing a podcast?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
wrapping
Just kind
it
of
up
a
right now.
wrap up of the film
Am I
festival.
interrupting?
No,
No,
Crystal
no.
just
Leaving
asked
everybody.
you to come in and join us if you wanted to.
Hi.
Crystal Cleveland. Oh, and Jeff
Hey,
Moore.
Jeff Moore.
Hey.
Look.
Oh.
All our
Could've showed
podcast
up.
friends are here. Yep, come on.
It's like a crossover
Just say, hey,
podcast
we're just finishing up because we gotta go.
We're taking over.
host
This
a-
is now Decades of Horror.
Yeah. Hey, went from Wreak Havoc Film Bus to
So
Decades of
this
Horror.
is the only way I'm gonna get on any of the Decades podcast
Yeah.
is to sit and write.
I've made
here.
it perfectly clear that you are not to join.
But what
I've
if Barbara
only
Crampton's in
requested
something
every
and Sammy
time I
gets
talk
it?
to him.
If Barbara Crampton can be on our podcast anytime.
Oh, well, yeah, actually, the movie I just watched had her.
Yeah, we were actually
Ah.
talking about that. So we were talking about
Reborn.
Reborn is
How'd you
really
like
good.
it?
Excellent.
Yes,
Was it?
it is.
It's very
Carrie's.
reminiscent, yes, of a
Carrie-
modern day, even, well, at
Stephen
the
King.
end, the ending has
Yeah.
a little homage to that, too.
Well, let me just say that Chad is now officially banned from our podcast. But anytime either one of you would like to be on,
I'll be back.
You're welcome.
Your mother
I'll
loves me.
invite you.
I should probably get my shirt.
uncomfortably so.
She loves
Uncomfortably so.
Oh, yes.
And
That's
we
what
speak
she
of the
said.
devil and she
There she
walks
is.
in.
Hey, we're podcasting.
You
Come
can
on.
just hand that to us.
Mother may I, we have mentioned you several times
You were
tonight.
actually
You can just hand
serious.
us the ballot. We'll read it.
Yeah, we'll take the ballot because I've already.
Let's hope it doesn't say anything about
Well,
Dan.
there's two more. honey.
Please.
Okay.
Like,
Sammy.
Sarah starts reading it out loud.
I'm going to bring that up with the
Well,
audience. That's not
Why was
fair.
my name being mentioned, pray tell?
Because he banned me from the
We banned-
podcast, and I told him I would tell you, and you'd say, you'd take
You
it.
better let Chad be on the podcast.
She's done told you.
What did
Crystal
I
and
tell you?
Jeff have come up and talked nicely of us, and Chad is just dogging me like nobody's business.
So
I
it's
said,
just
"He's
another
banned."
day.
Chad, you've got a great Sling Blade though impression of Bob Thornton.
know it.
Yeah, the mustard and biscuits.
He's mad because I made
This-
fun of
this
his
is
Kaiser blade.
Kaiser knife.
Well, now, listen,
My Kaiser knife.
listen, if anybody knows about his Kaiser knife, it's evidently you.
Oh, my God,
Oh.
Mom has some real burns here. Yeah.
I didn't feel
Have
burned by
y'all met my
that.
mom? This is my mom. This is my mother Ann.
Yes, Jeff and I have talked this weekend, and last one
As we
too.
continue the podcast going on.
We're wrapping up the podcast now.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go.
Sammy, where can our listeners find more of you?
Holy hell. Look for
It's time.
Uncle Otto on the film festival circuit. We're getting ready
Yeah.
to start hitting that pretty hard. You can find me in the future on Kill Giggles. I'm also in Texas Chainsaw Carnage. We're very close to releasing the Friday the 13th Winter Blood. What else am I in? Oh, I will be at the Hollywood Horror Show.
Yeah. You'll be
Starting
at the
here very
Horror
soon.
Show.
Shut up. So we get to hear you wax poetic about decades of horror for the next 30 fucking minutes. And otherwise, you can find me on all the social media at Sammie Castle. To make it simple, I just use my name. I don't hide behind some thunderheaded name.
Jeez, relax.
What is all this about? Gosh, this is beef.
Gentlemen, relax.
What is this?
No, whoa.
I've got to get my T-shirt.
We need to
before she
relax
takes
our
me home.
Go
buttholes.
ahead.
Dan needs to wash his.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that up too. Chad, where can our listeners find more of you?
Okay. Decades of horror 80s, decades of horror 70s, decades of horror the classic era. along with Crystal
I'm
Cleveland and
tired of
Jeff
doing
Moore.
Decades of Horror podcast, and then he adds another one. No, I'm just kidding.
It's the 80s.
He loves
I mean, you can't,
Can't say
really
no to
go
that.
wrong with that. Yeah.
And hopefully on more,
Wreak
Wreak
Havoc film
Havoc
buffs.
you know.
Anytime, Chad.
Rude.
Anytime you want.
Well,
She already said you had to.
Children.
I've had things
we've already-
longer than that in my
I have
page
pictures.
before.
I have pictures of it. So.
This is crazy. This is so much crazier
Okay,
than our podcast.
yeah.
I'm like, yes, yes.
Oh, Lord. What
This-
do we do a lot?
Folks who are listening, I apologize for my children.
Well, we had Daniels on.
Yeah, I've been on.
Dan's been on.
Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Sandy
Thanks for
hasn't
having me
been
on too,
yet.
guys. That was really nice of you.
Chad has told me for 2 years, sure, we're gonna get you on.
Is it something you really want?
No.
Yeah,
there-
that's
there
what
is
I'm.
just
And
That's
No,
what
he
I
doesn't
like.
really want
Okay.
80s, which is my
Your what?
Jam. Yeah.
The 80s, yeah.
It's easy for him to say.
when your favorite horror movie
80s
is
is
the
my
stuff,
hurting.
Oh my gosh, yes.
when your favorite horror movie is the stuff,
You can't get enough.
Read about 80s horror films?
Yeah.
Nightbreed.
Oh, actually,
the stuff.
yeah.
All right, you can find me on Instagram at Wreak Havoc Productions.
Dan, shut up.
I'm on Twitter at Hank vs. the Undead. You can email us any of your thoughts, questions at wreakhavocproductions@gmail.com.
This is the most insignificant part of the show.
Of course, you can go fuck yourself. You can find everything we're up to at our
Go
show.
watch your butthole.
Watch my butthole.
According to one of these.
I guess I don't put it.
You can find everything that we're up to at our website, wreakhavocproductions.com. All right, guys, we'll be back in a couple weeks with a new episode. And yeah, we'll be back hopefully next year with the 6th annual Wreak Havoc Horror Film Festival.
Hopefully. There's
Hopefully.
been times this year.
You hear
Dan's
the-
like, fuck it, I'm done.
Fuck it all.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Like today.
Like 2 days
Like
ago.
today.
Or today.
Who's taking over? I'm done with this bullshit.
I remember reading that message and I was like, whoa, what just happened?
That's why I was like, next one of these motherfuckers says something to me. You want to do it, Jacob? All right, guys.
We're all going to hell in a handbasket.